This morning, the FAA warning it could soon shut down a portion of the country's airspace. Ahead, how the airlines are reacting and why some experts warn the shutdown's impact could last for months.
And the city of Madison may soon change its snow emergency parking rules. Ahead, why the new rules may be giving some drivers a break.
And who's ready for snow? Whether or not you are, it's on the way. We're tracking this weekend's snow chance in the full forecast.
Well, good Thursday morning, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Michelle Renee Quinn, filling in for Kyrian Lee.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're tracking that weekend snowstorm. I call it a storm. That's probably a little over the top.
Some flurries.
We're tracking the chance we could see some snow.
There we go.
Blaze asked, are you ready for it?
What
do you think?
I'm not. I need a new car thing for my windshield. I don't want to be scraping with my fingers cold.
Yeah. It's that time of year. We got to start thinking about that kind of stuff. All right, Blaze is here to time it out for us and let us know what we can see this weekend. Hey, Blaze.
Hello. Good morning to us all on this Thursday. We're not expecting that snow to begin, or at the very least, the rain-snow chance to begin until later Saturday afternoon. So any morning activity is going to be quiet. It will be cloudy. Temperatures will be in the 40s on Saturday. There's that rain-snow mix transitioning over to all snow Saturday night, wrapping up by early Sunday, but a few flurries here and there, especially further north, can't be ruled out as we go into Sunday. In terms of snow totals, we're looking at maybe an inch, possibly an isolated spot of 1.5 inches to 2 inches at most. This was never going to be a heavy snow storm, as Chris called it. And it's not a storm, but it will bring us just a little dusting or a little bit of snow as we go further into Saturday night, into Sunday. In the meantime, waking up in the 20s on this Thursday for most of us. A few if we're lucky, we're in the 30s. All of us will be in those low to mid 50s by later this afternoon. We'll talk about rain chances tonight and more about the snow in the full forecast.
All right, thank you, Blaze. Now to the latest on the government shutdown. If you plan to fly someplace in the near future, you might want to start thinking about some backup plans.
The FAA says it will cut roughly 10% of all flights in the U.S. tomorrow unless the government reopens. The agency has not formally announced which airports will be impacted the most by the move, but a proposal obtained by CBS shows at least 40 of the nation's busiest airports could be impacted. Since the shutdown began, FAA facilities reported over 400 shortages at airports across the nation. This comes as unions for controllers continue to say the need to address the strain is urgent, something the FAA agrees with.
And we're not going to wait for a safety problem to truly manifest itself when the early indicators are telling us we can take action today to prevent, things from deteriorating.
The move is now causing many airlines to scramble to rework schedules. United says it aims to keep its hub-to-hub schedule normal, but the CEO of Frontier Airlines warns some passengers could get stranded. He suggests for people flying Frontier within 10 days, book backup tickets. Ahead in our next half hour, what you can do if your flight is canceled.
This also comes as some experts are warning that the shutdown's impact could go on for months or even years. The main reason, paycheck stability. For 37 days now, federal workers across the country haven't gotten a paycheck, causing some to be forced to get other jobs or quit the profession entirely. Experts at UW-Madison School of Business warn that this wage uncertainty and continued federal layoffs will not only force some to leave the federal sector, but also hinder future recruitment.
People are going to look for other avenues of earning a living, even if it actually means earning less. Because at a certain point, there's no amount of money that can make up for all the uncertainty.
Even if the shutdown ends swiftly, there are also concerns of a delay before federal workers receive their next paycheck.
Today, a federal judge is expected to hear a new legal challenge aimed at forcing the Department of Agriculture to provide full SNAP benefits. This comes just days after the Trump administration said it would only partially fund the program used by 42 million Americans as part of a court order. However, nearly 5 million of those recipients will not receive their November benefits under the Trump administration's current plan. A new analysis says it's because some families in the program are making too much money to even qualify for partial benefits.
This also comes as the Dane County Humane Society is going to hold an emergency pet food drive to support families in need. DCHS says families are heartbroken at the thought of surrendering pets because they can't afford to take care of them with SNAP benefits on hold. The Humane Society will accept donations of unopened cat and dog food, both wet and dry, and cat litter until tomorrow. Monetary donations can also be made online. DCHS will hold a pet food pantry for families in need this Saturday. It'll run from 9 a.m. to noon at their barn.
Turning now to more local news, the Dane County Board approved a controversial new budget last night.
It saves 20 positions at the sheriff's office that were on the chopping block. The new budget includes $90 million for capital investments. It cuts funding for nonprofits to 1% instead of 4%. It'll also invest $1 million or so for a bench shelter and $440,000 for overflow shelter capacity. Property owners will see a $15 increase on average. The plan now heads to the county executive.
In continuing coverage of data center proposals across Wisconsin, nearby conversations are taking place in DeForest and Janesville. There's also a data center proposal moving forward in Beaver Dam and further away in Port Washington. As this is happening, Clean Wisconsin released a study saying these data centers will consume a lot of energy and water in Wisconsin, and that they aren't being transparent about their use of resources.
A year ago, we never heard of one single entity using a gigawatt of energy. It is an enormous amount of energy. And now we're seeing data centers popping up in Wisconsin and all over the country that are planning to use that amount of energy.
As of Monday, Janesville is still considering a data center in the city. The company QTS is planning to submit a zoning application form to the village of DeForest this month. We've reached out to QTS for more information, but have yet to hear back.
Well, tragic news from Milwaukee this morning. Police there investigating a deadly shooting that killed one and injured another. It happened Tuesday night. 26-year-old Ariel Spillner died at the scene. WISN in Milwaukee reporting that she grew up in DeForest and was studying at Concordia University. A 31-year-old woman also shot and taken to the hospital. Police say she is under arrest. Turning now to more national news, we want to warn you some of the video we're about to show could be disturbing for some viewers. The search for what brought down that UPS flight just after takeoff is now underway in Kentucky.
The NTSB now saying they have found the plane's black box and voice recorders. Airport surveillance video captured the moment the plane's left engine had detached from the aircraft. The moment it detached, the aircraft was estimated to be traveling roughly 200 miles per hour, and the plane's wing fully engulfed in flames. The crash killed at least 12 people, and some people working in the businesses hit in the crash are still unaccounted for.
A federal judge now ordering ICE to immediately improve conditions at its processing facility in Broadview. Judge issuing an emergency restraining order after hearing former detainees testify about unsanitary conditions and limited access to lawyers. The order now requires officials to provide detainees clean bedding, regular showers, 3 meals a day, and the ability to call their attorney. Federal government says 6 temporary holding cells are cleaned daily and blames Illinois state law for overcrowding.
President Trump could announce a new deal that would lower the price of weight loss drugs as soon as today. Sources say the potential deal with Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk could drop the price of these drugs down to just $149 a month. Currently, the price of these drugs sits around $1,000, but is sometimes covered by insurance. The proposed agreements would also clear the way for Medicare to cover the drugs for certain beneficiaries.
Well, have you ever parked your car on Madison streets during the winter and the next morning you're hit with a parking ticket because you parked on the wrong side of the road? Well, this winter, the city of Madison's trying something new when it comes to parking. Enforcement will only begin now when the street superintendent declares a snow emergency or a general plow. It's when every street's parked curb to curb. That activates the alternate side parking requirements. There's some good news here. Ticketing for alternate side parking will be paused when there are long periods now without snow or ice. So if your street has posted weekly street maintenance, those restrictions are still going to be enforced to facilitate cleanup. This may include towing. Priority enforcement will focus on streets with unsafe driving conditions.
It's hard to believe. Sorry, I just had to think about that for a second. That winter's almost here.
It's hard. It's hard to wrap your head around too when you're talking about parking in Madison. It gets a little confusing, especially during the
quick
winter
reminder: the tires on your car, make sure they're ready for the snow.
Yeah, and speaking of snow, We might get our first shot of it this weekend. We are looking at a little bit of some light snow activity. We'll talk about that in the full forecast. In the meantime, I don't want to put a damper on anybody's day who's not quite ready for that snow. We're looking at the 20s starting out for temperatures, 35 in Monroe, 30 in Platteville, 26 in Madison. It's 20 in Watoma. 25 in Middleton, waking up at 26 in Verona. We're headed into the 50s later this afternoon. It is going to be a bit breezy. Winds will be out of the south. And there's a look at that snow. Light snow moving in as we go into the weekend. As I mentioned, in the full forecast, we'll take a look at just how much snow we could receive and if there's any more snow in the extended forecast. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Blaze. Still ahead. Hey, we are live out at a brand new art market that is coming to Madison this weekend. We'll check in with Josh Sprider in the 608 when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Cloudy Thursday out there for us across central and southern Wisconsin. We've got a low pressure system moving through the area. It's going to keep us on the warmer side as we go overnight even, squeezing out a few showers. We're back into the 50s on Friday. And then as we head into the weekend, cooler temperatures and that chance for that rain-snow mix. Mostly cloudy conditions on Future Track at about 8:30. We're probably not looking at any rain until 10, maybe as early as 9 o'clock tonight. Further to the west, we might not see any rain tonight. Further to the south, and especially south and east, that's going to be the best area to see some rain as we go overnight into Friday. We might even get a non-severe thunderstorm, a little rumble of thunder here and there. Rain is going to be on the lighter side. We clear out briefly to start out Friday, and then clouds wrap around and bring us maybe an isolated shower or two into Friday afternoon. But we're not done with activity yet. We've got a weekend system following generally this green path out of the Pacific Northwest, kind of a clipper. But for folks who are itching for snow, it's a little bit too far south than that yellow line. And that yellow line is kind of the ideal path these clipper systems out of the Northwest should take for us to get more measurable snow here across central and southern Wisconsin. The closer they can get to the state line, kind of cutting through almost Chicago, the better chance we have. This, at least for now, is trending a little bit too far south. But it will still bring us that chance for light snow as we go into Saturday night and then continuing into early Sunday. Sunday afternoon, wrapping up by about maybe 7, 8 o'clock, we could be dealing with some on and off flurries. In terms of snow totals, we're looking at probably an inch at most. Maybe an isolated spot of an inch to 2 inches of snow. Further to the south, that's probably where more of that heavier accumulations will be, but we're still kind of early in the winter season. Temperatures haven't really settled into those really cold temperatures yet. Air temperatures are still above freezing, and particularly our ground temperatures are still above freezing. We haven't been so cold for so long that this snow is going to stick around. A lot of this is going to melt even as it's falling Saturday because look, our high temperatures will be in the low to mid 40s. Even on Sunday, after we cool down, we're still above freezing by a few degrees. So even into Sunday, those flurries will be melting. But it may cause a headache or two. I know that first snow can cause those roads to be a little bit on the slippery side. So just take it easy out there. We've got a lot going on this weekend between the Badgers playing the Madison Marathon and the last outdoor farmers market. Bundle up because it's going to be a cooler weekend and start to next week.
Thanks, Blaze. 6:16, time to see what's going on in the 608. It's the grand opening event for the Madison Art Market.
Josh Sprider is live with how they're making this a new community-focused art destination. Good morning.
Hey guys, good morning to you. We're right off of Odana Road this morning. This is where the Madison Art Market is officially open, but they're holding their grand opening event this weekend, and we wanted to give you a little sneak peek. Joining us this morning is Jake Holly, the co-owner here. Jake, good morning to you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Beautiful space here. Tell us about the Madison Art Market.
Yeah, we, like you said, just opened up early October and are having our grand opening this weekend. And we are art store, gallery, lot of variety, price points from $5 up to $1,000 for originals. We really want to have a little something for everyone here.
And you have a big variety. And what was kind of the purpose behind opening up the Madison Art Market?
We really just want to create a community space where people feel comfortable coming in, browsing art to, improve everyday life.
And how many artists are we talking about here in this space?
Currently, we have over 60 different artists, all local to Wisconsin. We're all about supporting, local Wisconsin artists.
And this is unique because you're on the west side, and that was kind of a big reason behind this too.
Yeah, there's a lot of options downtown and on the east side for really cool art venues. But over here on the west side, there's kind of an art desert, if you will. And we've gotten a lot of positive feedback for that.
Oh, that's awesome. So you guys are hosting your grand opening event this weekend. So let's talk a little bit about that because you guys have already been open.
Yeah, we're going to have lots of different artists coming in and out. So it'll be a really cool kind of experience to come in, browse the art, talk with the actual artist that created it, and just kind of connect and enjoy some really cool views.
And that's really what it's all about is, you talk about that variety with so many different artists. Everyone has a story and they can kind of showcase that in all these different ways.
Yeah, as you mentioned, there's a lot of different styles here, and it really is a cool, unique experience that I think it was needed on this side of town.
And for these artists, this is such a special opportunity for them to be able to get their stuff out into the eyes a little bit more too.
Yeah, we have, some artists have been doing this for years and years, and other ones just got started a year or less ago. So it's a cool experience to see all the differences and, really support people by, purchasing their heart and soul.
Awesome. Well, Jake, thank you so much for having us out. We want to put some information up on the screen right now. Again, their grand opening event for the Madison Art Market is this weekend. They are open daily. So if you'd like to learn more, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. Great opportunity to come out here to the west side and support some local artists right here in your own backyard, guys.
Fascinating. Good stuff. Thanks for showing us around this morning, Josh. Looks pretty cool. Hey, remember, Josh is always looking for inspiration to share in the 608. You can reach out on social media or email him if you have an idea.
Still ahead, a new dessert that you weren't expecting Taco Bell to bring to the menu.
Definitely not expecting this one. And more schools are now turning to emergency teaching licenses. Coming up in our next half hour, what a new report's finding and just how much it's increased in 2 years.
And before we head to break, here's a look at your gas prices. We'll be right back.
Oh, we want to thank Gwen for sharing her morning with this lovely colors there in the sky behind the bare tree. Some fuchsias and some pinks, some navies in there.
Fuchsia.
Some purples.
Okay, Chris.
I don't know. They're colors. Thanks,
the
Gwen.
pinks and the purples. I just love when the clouds kind of stripe the sky like that. I just think it's pretty.
Very pretty.
I appreciate you, Gwen.
Well, here's what's trending this morning. Taco Bell is turning its famous Baja Blast into a dessert. Starting today, the fast food chain is serving up a Mountain Dew Baja Blast pie. What do you guys think about this?
Oh, yeah.
So gross.
It does not look good. It's neon blue, special treat, tropical lime flavor that fans love. It's described as tasting like key lime pie, complete with a graham cracker crust and whipped cream on top. This $20 dessert hits Taco Bell locations nationwide today. Super, super limited. You guys cannot get a bunch of these. Only one pie.
Okay, I'll have to rush to Taco Bell to get one of these.
Yes, one pie per order. So.
Oh no.
I still don't know
Somebody can have mine.
I still don't know what Baja Blast tastes like. You were trying to explain to me even after, during the commercial break exactly what Baja Blast is like. What do we got?
I figured it out.
Okay.
There's a really simple solution.
I'm ready.
After work, just go to Taco Bell
Yes, Blaze.
and order it.
It's crazy that in all your years you've never had a Baja Blast. Like, how many people, I guess, have never had one? And while you're at Taco Bell, you can pick up some nachos.
For me.
Because it's National Nacho Day. So make sure you have some queso and salsa and guacamole within reach. We are celebrating nachos today. This longtime favorite snack originated in Mexico, and it was created by a restaurant worker who was nicknamed Nacho in the 1940s.
Fascinating.
It's kind of cool. It's how it got its name. I always used to say the artichokes would get its name because there was somebody who ate an artichoke and next to him was his friend and he's like, Art, I choke. Like, help, you know?
I get
Something
it.
my grandma told me when I was really young. So, like, I mean, this is just a fascinating little...
Did you ever have, when you took Spanish in junior high or high school, did you ever have like a Spanish name, like you had to adopt a Spanish name?
Yes, I was Yolanda.
Yolanda? Mm-hmm. Blaze?
No.
Remember? I was Nacho.
Well, there you go.
Nacho was my Spanish name. And
That is so interesting. Eighth grade, yeah. Nacho, Yolanda, and Blaze.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't pick a Spanish name, and I can't even remember any Spanish.
It is truly like use it or lose it.
I use Google Translate, and I did not commit it to memory, so don't do what I did. We'll talk about the upcoming snow after the break.
I got an automatic message that said that my flight had been delayed 5.5 hours.
This morning, a major development in the government shutdown, the unprecedented effects on air travel, and we'll share your rights as a passenger.
And new this morning, the Dane County Board approves next year's budget, how it will change your property taxes.
And the latest on that snow set to arrive this weekend, how much we could pick up, and how cold we'll get for this busy weekend ahead in just a few minutes.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning on a Thursday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Michelle Renee Quinn, filling in for Kyrian Lee.
All right, so we got a busy weekend in Madison. We've got the last of a farmers market on the square of the season. We've got the Badger kickoff at 3:30 on Saturday. Got the marathon going on Sunday morning, and a chance of snow.
So let's send it over to Blaze and see how you guys need to prepare for your weekend.
Yes, we are looking at that snow chance to begin as we go later into Saturday, probably the late afternoon, early evening. Until then, we'll move in that rain-snow mix, probably in the early afternoon as temperatures drop into the 20s overnight. More of that snow. However, you're seeing maybe those darker blues into parts of northern Illinois. With the southerly trend that this system has been taking, it looks like more of the heavier snow, at the very least, is going to fall into parts of northern Illinois, but we will still get our fair share of some of that snow. We're looking at maybe an inch at best. This was never going to be a heavy snow maker. This was not going to be a really early winter storm that shuts down the city. This is going to be on the lighter side, probably about an inch, maybe an isolated spot. Not everybody will see upwards of 1.5 inches to 2 inches of this snow by the time we go into Monday. A lot of this, though, is going to melt. Temperatures are going to be above freezing on Saturday and even into Sunday. The ground is still very warm, so a lot of this is going to melt, but it is just that time of year where we start to get a little bit of snow here and there as temperatures start to ease out of those fall temperatures into more of winter. We're into the mid-50s though today. Hard to believe that snow is on the way with 50s in the forecast. Low to mid-30s starting out. So send the kiddos off to work or send the kiddos off to school, you to work with a jacket. I need more coffee.
I would love to send my kids to work. Don't get me wrong.
I need more coffee. And with that, I'll say we'll talk more about the snow in the full forecast.
Thank you, Blaze. We'll be checking in shortly. Now to the government shutdown, the longest in the country's history. Starting tomorrow, the FAA will cut flights at 40 major airports in what the Department of Transportation is calling a proactive safety measure.
FAA expected to announce which 40 airports will see reductions today. The decision comes as air traffic controllers are working without pay during the shutdown, and airports are experiencing shortages. Trump administration warning staffing issues could get worse, with air traffic controllers set to miss their second full paycheck next week. No word if Wisconsin airports will be directly impacted by this measure, but travelers in Milwaukee are already seeing delays because of shortages elsewhere.
It's not a vacation. I am actually visiting my elderly mother who has dementia and going to a funeral as well. I got an automatic message that said that my flight had been delayed 5.5 hours. Well, there are no guarantees. This is just the information I received, so now I'm here in time to catch the 9:30 flight.
Flight reductions would begin at 4% this Friday, tomorrow, and then raised to 10% next week. Airlines are now working to comply with the FAA's plan. American Airlines releasing a statement saying it expects the vast majority of its customers will be unaffected, and the company plans to proactively contact affected travelers to rebook them. In a memo to employees, United Airlines said that it plans to give impacted customers as many options as possible and notes that travelers are eligible for refunds during this period.
Now, if you're planning to take a trip soon, especially during the busy travel season, you may be feeling concerned. So what do you do if your trip is impacted? Well, travel experts with Expedia recommend double checking your airline's policies, but remind you, you do have rights as a passenger. Last year, the Department of Transportation launched a list of rules that protect passengers. Airlines must automatically issue a full refund if your flight is canceled or significantly changed. Significantly changed means if your domestic flight is delayed more than 3 hours or internationally more than 6 hours, you would be entitled to a refund.
We've come a long way in the last couple of years for passengers to have rights. It's more important than ever to book that first flight of the day and a direct flight if you can.
Some other rights to know: for domestic flights, airlines must deliver your checked bag within 12 hours of arrival. If they don't, they must reimburse you for checked bag fees. Airlines have 7 business days to reimburse you on a credit card and 20 days for other payment methods. If you experience significant delays, you can ask the airline for a meal voucher or hotel accommodations, but they are not required to do so. And new this morning, the Dane County Board has approved the budget for next year, coming to a compromise.
The spending plan includes $825 million for operating costs, $90 million for capital investments. It did come with pushback, especially from the sheriff's office, which was set to lose 20 vacant positions. In the end, though, those jobs were saved. It will also reduce the proposed 4% cut to nonprofits to 1%. The budget invests over $1 million for a men's shelter and $440,000 for outreach and overflow shelter capacity. All right, let's break this down and what it means for your property taxes. The new budget raises the tax levy by about 1.3%, which comes out to an extra $15 a year in property taxes for the average Dane County property owner. The budget now advances to the Dane County executive for her consideration and signature.
Now to an update from a silver alert we first reported yesterday on News 3 Now this morning. Madison police say David Wells was found dead on the city's west side. They add there's nothing suspicious at this time, but the investigation is ongoing. Yesterday morning, police released a silver alert for the missing 66-year-old. He was last seen Tuesday night walking on South Gammon Lane near Flower Lane. A Greene County man charged with murdering his newborn baby is going to prison. The last day of Logan Kruckenberg Anderson's trial wrapped up yesterday. A judge found him guilty of first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse. In 2021, Kruckenberg Anderson shot his newborn baby twice in the head a day after she was born and left her in the woods. A sentencing hearing is scheduled for March 16th.
6:36 now. A new report from the Wisconsin Policy Forum showing schools are using emergency teaching licenses more than ever before. The report says traditional teaching training programs just aren't producing enough educators. Emergency licenses let people with college degrees start teaching right away while they work on getting their full teaching certificate. During the 23-24 school year, more than 3,800 Tier 1 emergency licenses were given out by the state, almost 20% more than in 2022. Special education has the biggest teacher shortage, making up 22% of all emergency licenses given out in 2024.
The Goodman Community Center is getting ready to help families in need for Thanksgiving. This year's basket drive starts next week and they could use your help. The drive starts November 15th. They're looking for food and money to help fill 4,000 baskets. News 3 Now is once again a proud partner, and you can start donating online right now at goodmancenter.org/donate.
In Badger news, women's volleyball taking on Minnesota last night at the field house. They're looking to pick up another win after losing to top-ranked Nebraska. First set, Addie Horner serves it up. Gophers send it back. Kristen Simon tips it over to Mimi Collier for the nice kill there. Badgers rolling. Second set now, Minnesota serving. Horner this time on the set. What a rally here from both squads. In the end, though, Badgers would get this point and the win. They take it 3-1. Season opener for women's basketball last night at the Kohl Center. First as Robin Pinchton as the head coach. Oakland Golden Grizzlies in town. Guard Destiny Howell also debuting for the Badgers. She had 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists on the night. Forward Shea Bolin also tallied 13 points during her UW debut. Badgers go on to win 79-68. Next up, they play rival Marquette Saturday in Milwaukee.
The Badger football team is going international. The Badgers will play their 2027 season opener against the Pittsburgh Panthers in Dublin, Ireland. This will be the second time the Badgers have played in another country. Right now, only tickets for official hospitality and travel packages are being sold at the moment. Standalone ticket sales are set to open in early 2027, and we'll have a link to purchase those tickets on our website, channel3000.com.
Looking ahead to a busy weekend here in Madison. Saturday is the last day to visit the farmers market on the square of the season. It's then going to move indoors for their holiday market. Also Saturday, Badgers have a home game versus Washington. That's a 3:30 kickoff. Then Sunday, the Madison Marathon returns. That's a full marathon, a half K and a 10K. The full starts at 7 a.m. The half and 10K start 20 minutes later. All right, Blaze, how are things looking? We have all these things going on in Madison over the weekend. You've been timing out the chance of some snow.
Yes, and it is going to arrive as we go Saturday night into Sunday. So we're looking probably at impacts for the Madison Marathon. The last farmers market outside, it's going to be on the chillier side in the 40s, but I think that rain-snow mix holds off until at least the late morning, early afternoon, and then transitions over to that snow Saturday night with flurries wrapping up throughout the day on Sunday. So in terms of snow totals, what are we looking at? Probably an inch at best for a lot of central and southern Wisconsin. An isolated spot, an inch and a half to 2 inches, can't be ruled out. But folks, this was never going to be a heavy snow maker. It just wasn't in the cards. Coming out of the northwest, clippers typically don't bring a whole lot of moisture with them. And the system was not organized. If this were even a stronger clipper, we might get a little bit more snow than that. But we just didn't have it in the cards this time around, which may be good news for some folks who don't want the snow, bad news for folks who are maybe hoping for some of that snow early in the winter season. In the meantime, it is a cold start to your Thursday. 26 degrees live here in Madison on our Edgewater Skycam. Winds are calm. They're going to pick up in speed out of the south later this afternoon. More cloud cover is expected. Temperatures climbing into those low to mid 50s. We're timing out the rain chances tonight, and we'll dive deeper into that snow chance this weekend in the full forecast.
All right, thanks, Blaze. Coming up, a new community-focused art destination is showing up this weekend. Josh Breider is going to show us around in the 608.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
It's going to be a cloudy but warm Thursday. We're into the 50s by later this afternoon. Overnight, we squeeze out a few showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Still staying warm into Friday. And then the weekend, we've been talking about it, getting you prepared all week. We're dealing with not only a cool down, but a chance for a rain-snow mix. Let's jump ahead to the rain possibilities tonight. I would say, folks, further east, we're going to have the best chance for those isolated showers. Looking to be light or moderate, maybe a half an inch to an inch of rain at best, especially further south and east. Closer to Chicago, you're going to have the better chance for not only the rain, but maybe an isolated non-severe thunderstorm as this cold front moves on through. We're not done with the rain chances yet, though. Friday will start off dry, and then by the afternoon, we maybe squeeze out an isolated shower as this system pulls out of the Midwest, making room for our weekend system that will be coming out of the Montana area, following this kind of general green line. For folks who like snow, you want this system to trend back northwards, following as close as it can to this yellow line, because this is the optimal path that clipper systems should take to bring us snow here across central and southern Wisconsin. But I think between now and Saturday, the path really is not going to change a whole lot, maybe just a few tens of miles, but not significantly enough that we see it really move northwards. That being said, the latest path does have it moving through parts of central Illinois and Indiana, so more of that heavier snow and rain is going to be into northern Illinois and northwestern Indiana. But we'll still see our chance for some lighter snow beginning Saturday night over into early Sunday, with flurries continuing through Sunday afternoon. But in terms of snow totals, this is not going to be a heavy one. Earlier, some models were suggesting a half a foot of snow, close to that foot of snow range. But now look at that. it's down to barely an inch. So it's important to, as we get into the winter season, to stay up to date on the possibility of snow totals, because snowstorms, they change and will continue to change up until the point that the snow begins to fall. And so we want to make sure that you at home are prepared for what this system will actually bring, not what the model is guessing several days out. I would say if this is going to change, we might get more of a widespread inch to an inch and a half. But it's continuing to look as though it's going to be just a dusting to about that inch and a half in some isolated spots. Again, this was never going to be a heavy snowmaker. It just wasn't in the cards this time around. So we want to make sure that you are prepared for that as we head into the weekend. The first snow catches everybody off guard. And with it coming on a busy weekend between the Badger game on Saturday, the last farmers market outside Saturday morning, the Madison Marathon Sunday morning, we want to make sure that you are not only ready for the snow, but ready for the cold as well. Because we'll go from the 50s Friday and Thursday to the 40s on Saturday to the mid-30s Sunday and Monday of next week. We're back into the 40s starting on Veterans Day, and we'll hang out there underneath generally dry conditions for the remainder of next week.
Oh, like 20-degree lows after the snow
Chris.
moves on out of here, huh?
Yeah, bundle up. Get over it.
You sound thrilled about it.
Well, I can't change it. Just get ready for it.
Oh, yeah, here it comes. Thanks, Blaze. 647, let's see what's going on in the 608. We are at the grand opening, previewing the grand opening of a new Madison art market.
Josh Sprider is live with how they're making this a new community-focused art destination. Good morning.
Hey guys, good morning to you. Yeah, we're at their brand new location here on Odana Road. So this is on Madison's west side, and their grand opening event is this weekend, and we wanted to give you a little sneak peek about what this place is all about. Joining us today is Jake Holly, the co-owner. Jake, good morning to you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. So talk about this space. What was kind of the reason behind opening up the Madison Art Market?
Yeah, we really wanted to create a welcoming space where no one feels intimidated. It's not a stuffy high-end gallery, although there are, high-end original pieces. But it's a little something for everyone and a large variety to browse through.
And we mentioned this is on the west side, and you guys made this location for a reason.
Yeah, the west side doesn't have as many art-related options as maybe downtown or the east side. And we've gotten a lot of positive feedback for trying to encourage that community over here.
So you see a little bit of everything in this room. So you guys have a huge variety from how many different artists just in this location?
Over 60 currently here, and we have a good amount that are, applying, and, we're running out of space, but that's a good problem to have.
What is it like working with these artists? Because, these folks are so creative. It's got to be really fun.
It's really rewarding, and it's really been fun to kind of see so many different styles that I wouldn't normally maybe think I'd be drawn to, that I'm falling in love with.
And that's what's so cool is you talk about variety, and that's what these people do. They love to show off their creativity.
Yeah, we have originals that are fiber and wool. We have traditional watercolors. We have prints. We have sculptures that are made out of motorcycle parts. Literally anything you can think of, we probably have something here to offer.
That is so cool. So you guys have been open for a little time now, but you guys are holding your grand opening here in a couple of days. And what is this weekend going to be all about?
Yeah, we're going to have some of those artists that are showing their work here in and out throughout both days. So it's just a really cool experience to kind of come out, talk to different artists around town. Everyone here is local to Wisconsin. So by purchasing art here, you're supporting local Wisconsin artists and kind of the community as a whole.
And that's really what it's all about, is supporting local. And congratulations, you guys have a beautiful space here.
Oh, really appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming.
Yes, absolutely. And if you'd like to learn more about the Madison Art Market and their grand opening event, just go to the story up on channel3000.com, guys.
Josh, thank you so much. What a great way to be local and get into that art world. So cool. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at inthe608@WISC-TV.com for a chance to be featured. Coming up in the morning sprint, the change that's going to impact how you park this winter.
If you have a little kiddo turning 3, Send us a picture. We'd love to show it on TV. .654, time for the morning sprint.
The FAA says it's ordering a 10% reduction in flights at 40 U.S. airports. That starts tomorrow as a result of the government shutdown. Specific airports impacted by the cuts will be announced today. The reduction in flights will impact both commercial and private air travel, with as many as 4,000 flights canceled each day.
This winter, Madison's changing up the parking rules. Alternate side parking is only going to kick in now when a snow emergency or general plow is declared. Ticketing will pause during long snow-free periods. However, streets with posted weekly maintenance will still face restrictions, possibly towing. Priority will be on streets with unsafe conditions.
Now to an update from a silver alert. Madison police say David Wells was found dead on the city's west side. They add there is nothing suspicious at this time, but the investigation is ongoing. Yesterday morning, police released a silver alert for the missing 66-year-old. He was last seen Tuesday night walking on South Gammon near Flower Lane.
After much debate, Dane County Board approving the budget. It does not cut any sheriff's office positions. It would cut funding for nonprofits by 1%. The budget also invests over $1 million in the new men's shelter. The average county property owner is going to see their taxes go up about $15. The budget now heads to the county executive's desk.
In Louisville, Kentucky, investigators are working to determine what caused a UPS cargo plane to crash on Tuesday. At least 12 people were killed when the plane, carrying up to 20,000 packages and 38,000 gallons of fuel, crashed shortly after takeoff. Investigators have located the flight data recorder and the cockpit flight recorder.
Grab the jacket as you're heading to work. Set one off with the kids because it's going to be in the 30s as we're heading off to work and as the kiddos are heading off to school. Snow over the weekend. We're looking at about an inch or less for most of us, and we'll of course keep you updated throughout the rest of the week and the weekend with that upcoming snow expected to begin later Saturday night.
CBS Mornings is next.
Thanks for watching.